Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. So today we are going to discuss biosynthesis of collagen, but before that we need to have a brief idea on the collagen structure. So as you can see in the collagen, first these are the amino acid sequences. These fold to form alpha chains. Now three different alpha chains. Alright, here as you can see there are three different colors denoting three different alpha chains. So three different alpha chains fold over each other to form a collagen molecule, and likewise several collagen molecules pack together to form a collagen fiber. Alright, now the basic amino acids that are present in the collagen molecule are either glycine proline X or glycine X hydroxyproline, where X is any amino acid other than these three, glycine, proline or hydroxyproline. Now glycine and proline are very common amino acids. Hydroxyproline is actually a derivative of proline, where you add a hydroxyl group to the proline molecule, and it is basically important for the stability and folding of the collagen. That is why it is needed. On the right hand side, as you can see, this is the structure of glycine, this is the structure of proline, and in case of hydroxyproline, as you can see, if you add an OH group to this position in case of proline, then it becomes a derivative of proline, which is called as hydroxyproline. So these are basically the folding structures of collagen. So this is the first folding structure where amino acid sequences are joined. Next, these amino acid sequences fold over each other into three different alpha chains. The alpha chains again fold against each other to form collagen triple helices. So this is the third stage of folding. Next, the collagen triple helices fold against each other to form the collagen fibrils, and then several different collagen fibrils fold with each other to form a collagen fiber. So these are the stages of folding of collagen molecule. So let us discuss the biosynthesis of collagen fiber. So what happens in case of biosynthesis of collagen fiber? First, the collagen genes are transcribed from the DNA into the mRNA with the help of RNA polymerase. Next, the mRNA is translated into proteins with the help of ribosomes present on the rough endoplasmic reticulum. So the first protein that is produced on translation, this is called as the pre-pro alpha chain. Alright, so this is called as the pre-pro alpha chain. Now on this pre-pro alpha chain, selected proline and lysine residues are hydroxylated. So as you can see in this figure, only selected proline and lysine residues have been hydroxylated. As I have already told you previously, that on hydroxylation, proline gets converted into hydroxyproline, and hydroxyproline is necessary for the stability and packaging of the collagen. So after hydroxylation is done, next selected glycosylation is done on the pre-pro alpha chain. So here as you can see in this position, glycosylation has been done. Here at this position, glycosylation has been done. Glycosylation means the addition of sugar residues. So on glycosylation, the pre-pro collagen is known to be called as the pro alpha chain. So after glycosylation, the pre-pro alpha chain is called as pro alpha chain. Now what is the purpose of glycosylation? It is not exactly known, but it is said that it may be necessary for the stability of the collagen molecule. Anyways, so after glycosylation, several pro alpha chains assemble over each other. Several pro alpha chains assemble over each other to form a pro collagen molecule. So this is the structure of pro collagen molecule. As you can see by three different colors signifying that three different pro alpha chains have been assembled over each other. So this is the pro collagen molecule that is formed. So on pro collagen molecule production, we need to produce the tropocollagen molecule. Okay, so we will see that. But what happens? First, the pro collagen molecule is secreted from the Golgi vacuole into the extracellular matrix. So this entire thing is packaged into the Golgi complex, and it is secreted outside the cell into the extracellular matrix. Why outside the cell? Because outside the cell in the extracellular matrix, the cleavage of the procollagen into the tropocollagen will occur. So this entire thing is secreted outside the cell, and once it is outside the cell, there are two cleavage points. One at this position, cleavage will occur, and the other at this position, cleavage will occur. And the final thing that we will get from procollagen on cleavage is what we call as a tropocollagen. So the left hand part of this procollagen will be cleaved and removed. The right hand part of this tropocollagen will be cleaved and removed. Alright, and the middle portion that will be left, this is the part which will be called as the tropocollagen. Alright, so here as you can see, after cleavage, so these two portions will be discarded. This left hand portion will be discarded, right hand portion, inappropriate portion will be discarded, and the middle portion which will be produced after cleavage, this is the exact tropocollagen structure. So several different tropocollagen molecules will pack against together to form collagen fibers, which will be cross-linked later on. Alright, so how they will be cross-linked we will see in our next figure. So here is basically another diagram showing the synthesis of collagen. From the nucleus, collagen genes are transcribed into the collagen mRNA, and then they are translated into the protein. So on translation, here you have the pre-procollagen. Alright, then you perform selective hydroxylation, and then you perform selective glycosylation, and then on assembly it forms the procollagen molecule. So procollagen molecule, then it is packaged into the Golgi complex, and it is secreted outside the cell into the extracellular matrix via exocytosis. Once outside the cell, two cleavage occurs, one at this position and the other at this position. The right hand part is removed, the left hand part is also removed, and the middle portion is remains, what we call it as tropocollagen, and several tropocollagen pack against each other to form the collagen fiber, and these also cross-link together. So how they cross-link, let us see. Here as you can see, this is the structure of tropocollagen, and from each tropocollagen, as you can see, lysine residues penetrate out. Sorry, lysine residues protrude out. So in presence of lysyl oxidase, this enzyme utilizes oxygen and water to form hydrogen peroxide. So this actually hydrogen peroxide oxidizes this lysyl residues into allyl lysine. Alright, so once allyl lysine has been formed, as you can see, this allyl lysine has two carbonyl groups. So these two carbonyl groups will react against each other with the elimination of one molecule of water, and this will cross-link against each other. So this process by which the two carbonyl groups reacted with each other with the elimination of water and perform cross-linking, this is actually called as aldol condensation. Alright, so by this aldol condensation, the two carbonyl groups of the allyl lysine have cross-linked with itself. So in this way, several tropocollagen molecules cross-link with each other.